The first step to PvP is finding a weapon. If you go into your Destiny board, you can see loads of different weapons and tree lines to choose from, and it can easily be overwhelming, so I'm just gonna break it down simply what all this means. On the top we've got the Mage category. In here we've got the Curse Staff, Frost Staffs, Arcane, Priests and Pyromancers. And in the Hunter we've got Nature Staffs, Shapeshifters, Quarterstaffs, Spears, Daggers and Bows. In the Warrior category we've got Crossbows, War Gloves, Hammers, Maces, Axes and Swords. Now I know that there's loads of different weapons in each of these tree lines, but not all of these are actually good in PvP. For example, you don't want to be using this in PvP, it's not that good. So I'm just going to recommend a few weapons from each of the tree lines that I personally think are the best. Starting from the top, Warlock tree, I'd recommend the one-handed Curse Staff, the Demonic Staff, Life Curse Staff, the Curse Skull and Shadowcaller. I wouldn't recommend any other one. The other ones are usually used in groups, but yeah, I'd recommend these. The Shadowcaller is only good in a stun lock build, and I honestly wouldn't go this weapon unless you're in a high tier or you won't deal enough damage to kill your opponent. In the Frost tree we've got the Frost Staff and the Grey Frost Staff you can also use, Chill Howl and Arctic Staff. My personal favourite from the Frost Staff is the Chill Howl because of his high damage and mobility, but you could choose any one of these four. I won't recommend any of these as they're just not good in solo PvP. In the Arcane tree we've got the one-handed Arcane, and I think that's pretty much it for the Arcane. I won't recommend any other weapon. You could probably make the Witchwork Staff work, but this is usually better in groups, so just stick with the one-handed Arcane. Priests, you can go the Life Torch and the Holy Staff if you want to really do solo PvP, but if you're a new player I won't recommend going for the Priest Staffs as they're not that good in PvE and they're usually only good for specific 1v1 fights. But if you really do, I'd recommend the Life Torch the most. Pyromancers, there's a lot of options here. You can go for the one-handed Fire Staffs, the Flame Staffs and the Wildfire, and I don't think I'd recommend any other weapon here. You could also use this, but this is usually in a one-shot build because of its damage 1000. Like, this is literally a one-shot weapon. But if I was you, I'd go for either this one-handed Fire Staff or the Flame Walker Staff. In the Nature category, I wouldn't recommend using Nature Staff as a solo PvP weapon because these are just mainly used in PvE and you don't really want to use this in PvP because it can be easily countered. But there are some few good options here. For example, the Druidic Staff is a good option, and I'd say this is also a good option. It's a new weapon, and I think these two are the only good options that you'd want to use in solo PvP. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The Shapeshifters, you could use the Prowling Staff, the Primal Staff, Bloodmoon, and I wouldn't recommend. A lot of people say Hellspawn, but I wouldn't recommend this because its defensive is very low. You won't survive in a solo PvP fight with this. I've also tried the Rootbound Staff in 1v1s and it's never used in PvP and I wouldn't recommend it, but I somehow made it work and it's pretty decent. But no, don't use this weapon. Just stick with the Prowling Staff, Primal Staff and Bloodmoon. In the Quarterstaffs, we've got the regular Quarterstaff. You can use this is a really good weapon, and the double bladed staff. And You can also try the Phantom Twin Blade, but this is pretty expensive. So I just stick with the quarter staff and double bladed staff. In the spear tree line, we've got the one-handed spear. This is really good. The Heron spear, the Daybreaker, and the Rift Glaive. I'd stick with those weapons. Other weapons, oh yeah, the Trinity spear as well. Apart from that, you don't really want to use anything else. Just stick with the spear, Daybreaker, Rift Glaive, and Trinity spear and Heron spear. In the dagger tree line, we've got a couple of options. The one-handed dagger, this is usually used with Helmet of Valor and Hunter Jacket, and this can be a really good weapon to melt down your opponents. We've got the dagger pair in one-shot builds. We've got Bloodletter, Deathgiver, and Twin Blades. Those are what I'd recommend. You don't want to use this. Nobody ever uses this unless it's for ZVZs. And this is usually used for ganking, and that is just a ZVZ weapon. In the bow category, we've got the regular bows. You can use the war bows, Whispering Bow, Bow of Badon, and Sky Strider. In the crossbows, we've got the regular crossbow. This is a one-shot weapon as well, but I wouldn't recommend this because it can easily be cancelled. What I'd recommend here is the light crossbow, boltcaster, and the arc light blaster. I'd definitely recommend this weapon if you really want to go crossbows. It's a new weapon of this tree line, and it's probably one of the it's the meta weapon right now. So I'd definitely recommend this weapon if you want to go crossbows. In the war gloves, we've got the brawler gloves, the regular battle braces, the Hellfire. I wouldn't recommend using this if you're a solo PvP player, but some really good players can make it work. But it's usually used as a one shot and you don't really have anything else after you've used the E. I wouldn't recommend this, but if you really want to go one shot build, you can try it. But what I'd recommend is the brawler gloves, battle braces, Avalonian Fist, and Force Pulse. The other ones aren't really a PvP weapon. In the hammer tree line, you can go for the Great Hammer and Tomb Hammer, and you don't really see Forge Hammers being used a lot, but you can also go this. It's not a bad option, but it's not the best option. In the hammer tree line, usually the best options are the Tomb Hammer and Great Hammer. Maces, you can go the regular mace and the Oath Keepers, but honestly I wouldn't recommend using maces as a PvP weapon. These are usually used for groups or ZVZs. Some people do make the regular mace work or the Oath Keepers work, but if I was you, I wouldn't go for the mace tree line. It's just not a good PvP weapon. The axes tree line, we've got the battle axes. This is a really good option. And the Infernal Sight, Bear Paws, and the Crystal Reapers. What I'd personally recommend is the battle axe. It's just a cheap, easy, really strong weapon. In the swords, we've got the Claymore, the dual swords, the carving swords, and the Infinity Blade. You could also try the Kingmaker, but I wouldn't recommend this for PvP because it's really not that good. But you can also make this work. It's not a bad option, but it's really not that good anymore. Just stick with the Claymore, dual swords, carving, and Infinity Blade. So the first thing in a fight is to always inspect the player. Make sure you look at his average IP and compare it to yours. So in this fight he is 1367 IP, but he does OC, making him 1450, and I'm only 1400. Usually in the 100 IP range it's a fair fight, but he is a bit stronger than me because he's got a plus 50 IP advantage on me. You can also look at his cape. He's got a smuggler's cape, which means he can get a double heal potion. You gotta be aware of that. And also I've got a Helmet of Valor, which actually can cancel his invis jacket if I land it properly, but it is pretty hard to land. He does OC right before this fight, so he does have the advantage. Yeah, right there, he just OC'd. I boost early just to get a little chase and distance on him. He W'd there and I used my W to chase his. There I missed my Helmet of Valor, but it's fine because I can heal on the mobs. One thing about Bloodmoon is you always want to heal on the mobs whenever you get the advantage. He boots on me, which I think is a mistake on his part, because now my boots are up and now I can chase him. Right now we're both just playing passively. He kinda wasted boots there. He didn't really gain anything from using those boots. He didn't try to chase me or escape. You can see how I'm holding my Merc jacket until the last second when I know I can get full advantage of it. I bait him with the mount up. I've got boots on him, so I boots on him. There you go, I used my Merc and I got full of an advantage of it. And now he's just on the running spree. Now I landed my Helmet of Valor and now it's just finish him off. I've got boots on him, so I've got the advantage right now, so all I can do is wait for my boots and then just finish him off there. I think he does reset in this fight. Yeah, the mobility on Frost are insane. Bloodmoon does not have enough mobility to chase, so I think he does get a reset here. He reaches the exit, so I just let him reset because I want to fight him again. So we do a rematch, and right now I'm just building up stacks and waiting for him to engage. If he doesn't engage, then I'll just engage first. Yeah, I engaged first with my boots. I purged his boots, so now he doesn't really have any escape. I used my Merc a bit too early, but I did use it on some mobs to get healed, so it's not a complete waste. Right here I back off a bit because all he's doing right now is just spamming Qs on me and I don't really have anything to counter that. Right now he's winning the fight. I just got away from my mobility spells to come back up. Then I can all-in him. I do get some good heals off the mobs. And that was a big advantage for me. I purged his invis jacket. And there I just win the fight. The main thing to do is just to not panic when fighting. Make sure you're looking at every advantage you've got and every advantage they've got. In this fight I'm using the root bone staff, and this is just to prove that you don't need a meta weapon to win in a fight, because nobody uses root bone staff in PvP 1v1 and it's not a good weapon, but I just wanted to showcase it to show you that you don't need a meta weapon to win. Right now I'm just reading my spells because I really don't know what they were. And you can see he is a meta weapon. Regular bow right now is busted in this meta. Bows do way too much damage in this meta. They need to be nerfed next patch. But yeah, this is a meta weapon, and I can show you that you don't need a meta weapon to win a fight. I hit the mob there to get some stacks up. If I hit a mob with any of my skills, it'll start generating stacks every 5 seconds. It's my passive. Right here I just killed the mobs so they don't get in the way. And he's not really gonna try to fight me if these mobs aren't dead. I missed my Call of Purity, so I boots away, and I'm not actually going for a reset here, which is what he thought, because I missed my hood, but it was a nice way to bait him into using his boots. The thing about my boots is they're only 10 seconds long, the cooldown of it, whilst his is 30 seconds, so if I use mine it's not going to affect me as much as if he uses his. Right now I'm just cutting from a distance and attacking. He's way too low to fight in this situation, so he's just gonna have to reset. But he is picking loads of bats up. He's already got 4 bats. Once you've got like 6 or 7, you start to slow down a bit too much. He's already on 5 now, and then I can easily catch him with the bats. He uses E now, and I kite it with my boots. He used his Merc, which he kinda wasted, because I just kited it out. And right now I'm just trying to get as much heals as I can from my root bound spells. And if you don't know what this weapon does, the Q in the tree form just drops some random, yeah, it drops that thing down and heals you when you're inside of it. So whenever you're moving, try to drop that down. But I doubt you'll ever use this weapon, and I don't recommend it. I just want to show that you don't need a meta weapon to win. And the W of this tree basically just makes you invincible for like 3-4 seconds and deals damage to everyone in the area. He really can't do anything right now. I can just keep healing from a distance. He all ends me with Merc Jacket and E, and he did get me quite low, but I can just keep chasing him whilst dropping those potions down. He's done his E again, and I just kite it out and keep trying to heal. I use my fire resist so he doesn't get any damage from his E, or as much as he'd like. He's got 9 bats at this point. He can't reset with 9 bats. It's just too much bats. He's gonna be slowed down so much. If you don't know what bats do in encrypted dungeons, if you keep kiting, bats start to spawn around the map, and the more you pick them up, the more health, your max health starts to reduce and you start to slow down a lot. So right now I can catch him because of the bats. He has no choice but to all in me now. If he tries to reset, he's not going to win the second round because his health has been reduced too much by the bats, so he has to all in me. He uses Merc and I use my fire resist. Right now I'm just healing. And I use my W spell so he can't do damage to me. And now I just win the fight. He didn't really play it badly, but I just played a little better than him. And like, by the way, we just got a legendary chest in Slayer Encrypted Dungeons. Chests in Encrypted Dungeons are normally shit, so it probably won't be much. 233k. 385. You know what, I'll take that. Anyways, I think the video's gone on for too long now, and I doubt anyone's watched till the end. I don't really know what to title this video, but probably something along the lines of how to PvP. Anyways, see you guys for the next video. Peace.
I remember the cabin in Tennessee. We got so high we cried, and you looked like heaven in the passenger seat, but life just passed us by. 'Cause we